My dad shoved me through the glass door and called me a nothing. I smiled as blood trickled down my face. The sound of shattering glass still echoes in my ears, not just from the door my father shoved me through that night, but from the moment his perfect empire began to crumble around him. I was Audrey Lancaster, 28 years old, covered in blood, and my father had just called me worthless. But as I smiled up at him from the floor, surrounded by glittering shards, I whispered back, "You just lost everything." And I meant every single word. But to truly understand that night, we have to go back. Way back. My story, our family's story, it began long before those glittering shards on the marble floor. I was born into a world of incredible privilege, the only child of Harold and Grace Lancaster. My father, Harold, he was the CEO of Lancaster Technologies, a medical device company my grandfather, William, had started from his garage 40 years earlier. By the time I came along, we weren't just well off. We lived in a sprawling 20,000 square foot estate, overlooking the vast, sparkling Pacific. My earliest memories aren't of fancy toys, though there were plenty. No, they're of sitting on my grandfather's knee. He'd explain how the medical devices we made, they saved lives. "Audrey," he'd say, his eyes crinkling with such warmth, "one day all of this will be yours to protect. Remember, business is about more than just profit. It's about purpose." And then there was my mother, Grace. She truly was the heart of our family. She donated millions to children's hospitals, but more importantly, she insisted I understood that our privilege came with a profound responsibility. Every single Christmas, without fail, she'd take me to deliver gifts to children in those very hospitals. "Look them in the eyes, Audrey," she taught me. "Everyone deserves dignity. Every single person." But then everything shattered for the first time. I was just 12 years old when my mom, my beautiful, kind mother, was diagnosed with aggressive pancreatic cancer. 3 months. That's all we had. 3 agonizing months, and then she was gone. My father, he retreated. Completely. Buried himself in his work, leaving me, a grieving child, to navigate that crushing loss all alone. I remember sitting in her closet, just breathing in the fading scent of her perfume, desperately trying to conjure the sound of her laugh, the warmth of her hugs. It felt like I was losing her all over again, every single day. And then, just 11 months after her funeral, 11 months, my father introduced me to Stephanie. 6 weeks later, they were married. 6 weeks. She was 20 years younger than him, with these perfectly manicured nails that would dig into my shoulder when she'd hug me for photos, all while cooing, "We are going to be such good friends, Audrey darling." It was a performance even then. 2 days later, her 17-year-old son, Douglas, moved in. Handsome, charming, and he immediately, instantly, became the absolute center of my father's universe. What started as just showing him the ropes of the business quickly escalated. Douglas was being groomed as the heir apparent. I, the actual daughter, the one my grandfather had spoken to about purpose and legacy, I was relegated to the background, a forgotten figure in our perfect family photos. But here's the thing about being overlooked. It can either crush you or fuel you. For me, it was fuel. I excelled academically, professionally. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.